Welcome back. Thanks for joining me for this fifth and final segment of Organizing with Creative Memories. I'm your host, Tara O'Gorman, Chief Scrappy Lady at Daytona Area Scrapbooking. Getting a little punchy because I've been live for so long. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this fun first. I have not done this in ever, and so Brendan just texted me a picture of the setup. I'm sure we'll have some changing to do if we decide to do this again. Anyway, I appreciate all of you who have tuned in time and time again. All right, so I am giving away 10 more CM credits. And this is our last segment, Power Layouts. And how to get entered is to share this live to your Facebook. And all of your Facebook friends are going to wonder what on earth is going on if you've shared all 5. And then tag your scrappy friends who are not here. And you know what? If they're out because they're just out on the town and it's Friday night, that's fine. Whenever they get to their notifications, they're going to see it and they're going to check out what you tagged them in. And so to reward you for tagging your friends, we will enter you into the drawing. And by we, I mean my lovely assistant, my husband, Brendan. And he is my production crew tonight, which is why I'm even able to do this, because my computer's way over here and I'm way over here. Anyway, power layouts. I'm super excited about this concept. I started talking about it at the end of the last video. And if you're watching this on the replay, thank you for tuning in. Yay, I'm so glad to see all of my scrappy friends hopping on again. All right, so power layouts. Raise your hand if you know what power layouts are. Raise your hand if you remember 24 years ago when people went crazy and bought pizza boxes or special boxes that were 13 by 13, and we filled them with card stock. I mean, I think I still have one of those. And then Creative Memories came out with the power layout box and guides. So basically the concept is that you're laying out, you're not cutting your pictures. You're not doing all the trimming and the corner rounding if you do that. You're not getting into the nitty gritty. What you're doing is you're picking your paper and your embellishments and possibly a layout, and you're putting it together and you're packing it in a box so that when you go to the crop, all you need is your tools, or maybe I'm going to talk about how you can make some notes in your power layouts so that you just pack the tools that you need. But you're going to need your personal trimmer, maybe your corner rounder, your circles and your ovals, and your new little small pod, and your 13 by 13 mat to cut on, and your adhesive. You're going to need those things, but you're not going to have to bring every piece of paper you own, and you're not going to have to bring all the embellishments that you own. You can fine tune them there. Oh yes, good to see we've got some power layout fans. So I'm going to show you, this is the power layout box. I guess before I get into this, because this is the main deal, I did allude to different ways that you could do power layouts. Other ways, you could use the sort and stash binder. You could use the 12 by 12 pages, and I showed them how I do, I put my full pages in them, and that way I can see them. So you could throw your pictures in, throw your embellishments in from a 2-page spread or 1 page, and whatever pictures, whatever paper, whatever embellishments into one of these. And so say you've got 5 of those in here. Now you've got 10 pages ready to go, and you just unzip it when you get to the crop and you pull out the stuff that you need for a page. So that's one way to do sort of a quick and dirty power layout. Then the other thing you can do, and one of the other things that we talked about is like with the Power Project folder. These are great if you've got room and you're going on, say, a week-long vacation, maybe out of the country, maybe in country, maybe on a cruise. This would be a great thing if you have room to take it with you, because all the little memorabilia that you get along your trip, you can put right in here, so that it's all together. And then when you get home, you can print your pictures and you can put them in these front pockets. You can even separate, say, by the day or by activity into multiples of these pockets, and then you can throw them all in a pod. One of the pod inserts or one of your display tote or the large inserts, and take it with you. And now you've got multiple days or multiple events for our vacation. So that is another way to just do like a quick and dirty power layout, and just use the power project folders. The power project folders are $20. The sort and stash binder is $35. Plus you would have to get an extra pack of the full 12 by 12 pages. So that'd be about $45 for the sort and stash, $20 for the power project folders, and then the power layout box and guides is $29. So when you're talking about bang for buck, that's why I love it. All right, so it is like a pizza box. I'm just going to kind of take the things out so you can see the concept. So whether you're working with full sheets in a top loading sleeve, or whether you're working on our traditional Creative Memories pages, this will work for you. So what I do when I'm working in a book that has traditional pages, what I like to do is lay out a page on the right side and one of the guides on the left. And what I do is normally I try to either put them on the floor or on a big table. I've got two in front of me right now. And why the guide on the left? Because when I pick them up, when I put down the pictures on the page, when I flip it over, now I've got, this is the left side, the back side. I dump it onto here, and then the right side is down. Hopefully that makes sense, especially because I'm backwards to you. But with the two pages in front of you, you're going to do just as I said. You're going to take your pictures. Oh, hon, can you hand me that blue? Yeah, sorry. Those are my sample pictures. Okay, so this was the little bin I showed in the first video with pictures from Ireland from our trip for our anniversary. So it's pictures from a park. So I'm just going to kind of lay out generally 4 by 6. If you cover a whole 12 by 12 page, that's 6 pages if they're all taken up and down, or 6 pictures, or if they're all taken landscape. Well, Deb, I would say since they're not for long-term storage, I would sort of I mean, they're safe. Okay. You can long-term store in them, but for me, they're on a rotation. I'm probably not going to go to a crop and finish 3 power sort boxes worth of stuff. So one power sort box for a weekend crop or 4-day crop will probably keep you busy for the weekend. Now, I remember one time Susan on a cruise, gosh, we have a picture. I don't know how many she did. She did several boxes on the scrapbooking cruise, and she just, went through them all. So it is possible to do, more than one box, but I feel like that's probably more of a guide of how many you should have, is how many that you'll complete unless you want to just like mix it up. Like, oh, today I feel like working on this album, so I'm going to grab this power layout box, or maybe I'm going to grab this wedding and this whatever. But if you feel like, yeah, I have a picture of it, Kim. I don't know how many she did. But like if you're at the beginning of the year and you just want to lay out a whole year, you could do that. But for most people, I would say they're probably not going to have 12 power layout boxes. Probably maybe do 3 months and see how many boxes that takes up. And because you can fit a ton, you know, if it depends on how bulky your embellishments are and different things, but you can fit a lot of laid out pages into one power sort box. So generally knowing that you can fit a max of 6 pictures on a page, I kind of go through them and deal them out. So like I have pictures of this guy who like fed the swans. So that's probably going to be a page. And I have 4 pictures of that. And I have a picture of the park. So you're just going to kind of go through and group things together. So it looks like I might, you know how when sometimes when you're like, oh, I can't fit it on to a 2-page spread, but I don't want a third. So then something's not going to make it. Or you expand things out and go, well, that's going to have to be a 2-page spread. So this is where those decisions are made, not when you get to where you're going at a retreat or a crop. So you figure out what pictures are going on what page and kind of lay things out loosely. Sometimes it helps to go back to your camera, to your, however you organized your photos to begin with, so that you can get the time right, you know, the date and time. Like if you don't remember, especially if it's if it's a little farther out. But once you figure out the pictures that are going on the page, then you're going to dip into your paper and you're going to grab your paper from both your Power Project folders, whatever, and you're going to match up the paper that you want. Since I'm doing Ireland, I'm going to dip into my big green thing probably, although this is pictures from a garden. So I've got like a pop of pink in here. I might want to throw a pop of pink in there. Then I also have our memorabilia from the trip. So I have maps and different things. I might want to add that. So I'll throw that into my power layout. So you've got your pictures, your paper, your embellishments, if on your 2-page spread. And then you can even go so far as looking at a sketch. So once you have the pictures, I've got 5 pictures over here. I have 3 over here. I can look and see which sketch maybe is jumping out at me. Some of you like to do that organically. You don't use sketches. But if you are going to use a sketch, then you could do a couple things. You could take a Post-it and just say what book it was in. So this is the 101 Scrapbook Ideas, and then this is layout number or page 57, and then just stick that in there. And then you'll just bring this book with you, and then the Post-it note will be in there telling you what your past self thought was a good idea. You can also make notes about what tool you wanted to use, what punch, and then you can also throw in your embellishments right here. If you're using a specific thing, let's say it's a wedding album and you have your devotion, well, you could just throw the whole collection right on top of inside the power box. But like with your stickers and your embellishments, because obviously it's hard. You're not going to like take the time to like cut out stickers and whatever, you got to wait. So that kind of thing, stickers, but embellishments, if there's a certain embellishment you want for a page, you can throw that on. And when you've got everything on for those 2 pages, you're just going to take, the pages and you're going to stack them. And then you're going to set them to the side. And then you're going to do another 2-page spread. And then you're going to stack those underneath. And you're going to keep stacking until you've got the whole trip or the month or whatever it is you're doing completely laid out. So, and then you can just tuck it away. And then when it's time to go on a crop or to a retreat, you just grab that box. And now if there's a tool list you want to have, because your Post-it note would say, oh, I was thinking, you know, you're not going to write a note to yourself like that, but you might say like, it's a beach punch. You're like the Dolphin Border Maker cartridge or whatever. You kind of can list those. But you can also, as you're doing your power layout, take a larger sheet of paper and write down those tools on there so that is your packing list. So you can throw that right on the top of your packing list of tools. And if you want to if you're in a situation where you just want to bring some of your tools and not all of your punches and that kind of thing. Then you can, when it's time to go to pack your tools for the retreat, you open your box, you're going to take that list out, then you're going to go grab those certain punches and you're going to put them in your tool organizer or your small pod or your large pod or your different things. You're going to pack all those tools together. And are you going to get to the retreat and think, oh, darn, I wish I had such and such punch? Probably. But then you'll still have your Post-its and you can write yourself a note that says, when I get home, I want to use this punch instead. Or you can stand up at the retreat or the crop and say, hey, does anyone have XYZ punch? And chances are someone will. That's the thing. You aren't scrapbooking in a vacuum, usually. If you're scrapbooking at home, then you don't necessarily need a power layout because all of your stuff is right there. But I do find I feel so much more organized when I can just focus on 2 pages and have everything I need right there instead of digging for a certain color of paper, a certain embellishment. That digging has happened after, and I find that scrapbooking in general is much more enjoyable when I can just pull those pages out and the stuff I need is there. And that really is the whole point of getting ourselves organized. And that was really the whole point of these 5 videos, is getting to that point, to the point where you know where your things are so that you can do a power layout. Because if your stuff is so unorganized and you're at that point where you just feel like you have to throw it all in the car because you don't know where anything is, and then you spend most of the time digging, then maybe you want to just get yourself a little organized so that you don't feel that frustrated. However, for some people that isn't a frustration, and I recognize that. Some people, like, that's just part of the fun for them, and they don't mind, and they don't want to spend their time organizing. For other people, that is a frustration. They go away to a crop and they think, wow, I just did 2 pages because I spent most of my time looking for things. And so, oh, thanks, Brandy. I so appreciate that. I'm glad. So yeah, so hopefully you did, you have learned something, and hopefully if you aren't into power laying out, maybe you'll try it. Maybe baby steps. Maybe you'll try a power project folder, the quick and dirty form, or you're going to go ahead and get yourself a power layout box at $29. It's such a great investment, and you can get those extra guides, particularly if you work on full sheets of paper. If you're working in a top loading sleeve type of page and you like to work on a whole piece of printed or a whole piece of cardstock and not on the traditional Creative Memories pages, I suggest 2 sets of the power layout guides, because they will add stability to those printed papers. If you're just stacking printed papers on top of each other, stuff's going to fly, slide around and things might get bent. So these guides are sturdy, and they're made with the polypropylene. So they're, like I said, they're safe for long-term storage, but hopefully you're doing it so that you can, get them into your albums and enjoy them, right? That's the whole point, is that your family can enjoy these books. Yes. Oh, thanks so much, everyone. I really appreciate that encouragement. That's right. And I really do encourage you to, we had those, the 3-ring binders for a long time with the ideas, and people would just take those and throw them in. If you print the project recipes, if you do the project recipes with me every month, usually the first Tuesday of the month, you can print those out and throw your project recipe guides right in if one of those project recipes speaks to you. So, oh, Brendan is pushing me along. He's already showing. I guess my production crew is ready to be done. He's already got them on here. Okay, so power. Just to recap, the Power Layouts box and guides, $29. Comes with 14 guides. I'm sorry, comes with 15 guides. And you're going to definitely want another pack of those. And the extra pack is $14. And then the sort and stash binder I mentioned before, that's $35. And you'd want an extra pack of the 12 by 12 sleeves. And that is $35. And then Power Project folders, that is a pack of 4 for $20. They are worth their weight in gold for organization. If you can use them for power layouts, if that's the way you want to roll, or you can use them to organize your scraps, your strips, your embellishments, your collection, whatever. As far as versatility, I feel like the Power Project folders got it. Oh, and then the Power Simple Pocket. So I didn't talk about those again because I don't have them in my hand to share, but those will be released on Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern. They are closed on 3 sides. So they would be also a good way to do a quick and dirty power layout, throw in your paper, throw in your embellishments, throw in your stickers, throw in your memorabilia, stick on a Post-it of what you plan to do, make your list of the tools you need, and you're off to the races. That's 5 of the simple pockets, Power Simple Pockets for $20. And last but not least, the specials. I'll say them once again. And that is if you spend $100 and that's with me, so you place an order directly with me or through my website. This is something only I'm offering. This is not through Creative Memories. This is just something I'm doing to help you get organized in 2024. You get a free pod if you spend $100. If you spend $200, you get 2 free pods or a pack of the new Power Simple Sleeves. And those orders do need to be placed with me or on my website. And that is before tax and shipping is calculated. And if you place an order previous to today, I will add them together. Okay, so if you already placed an order, the order just has to include some sort of organization item. And if you already did that, I will add them together because I love you. And what else? I guess that's it. I really appreciate you all spending your Friday night with me. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for doing that. Thank you for seeing the sparkles. I don't know. I'm wondering what on earth I was doing and hopping on. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I appreciate and am so thankful that I've been able to do this for almost 24 years. Oh, and on that note, if anyone has questions for me from a business aspect, as for being a Creative Memories advisor, don't forget I am having an info session at Copperline in Port Orange. And if you're not able to make it and you need to, you're interested, but you want to meet me at a different time, we can totally set up a time. But if you are planning to go to Copperline tomorrow at 9, you do need to RSVP on my website, and you can do that at DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com. All righty. Well, if that is it, thanks, Nancy. They're thanking you too, Brendan. Appreciate that. Brendan has our last winner. I heard him over there shaking. And Collins. Faith, congratulations. You are no, I know, but it's Faith. Oh. Brendan's like, no, not Faith, Anne. Congratulations, Faith. You are our last winner. Hopefully you all feel like winners for all of this information that you have been bombarded with tonight. Now, I hope you don't feel overwhelmed. Take some time to digest. All that new stuff comes out Monday at 1. And we go live on Tuesday with Ginger. I saw Ginger on here. Ginger will be on Let's Taco About It. And then we have a Going, Gone sale immediately after that to kick off our VFW fundraiser. So it's a busy week, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all at all the things. So thank you for joining me. You are free to dream about your organized scrap room, the rest of the evening. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to my lovely production assistant, Brendan. And until I see you all again, stay scrappy, my friends. Bye-bye.